Hey yo, what is up guys? It is me, Anime Sage, and I'm here with a video. This video will be about the fusion of the Naruto and Dragon Ball world. And yeah, you guys will see, this is just an epic story to come. I give all the character art to credit to JMBfanart. Okay, now let's get into this. We start the story off with a peculiar man known as Barnaso. This man has a strange thing, a tail, which is kind of unique for some people to have, but hey, he's one of the strongest people in the world, so why worry about him, right? Now, on this day, Barnato's wife, Jashina, is giving birth to their son. And what could possibly go wrong? Now, Jashina is struggling to hold herself together as her baby is coming out, and it's just painful. As she also has to worry about the fact that her seal is not broken. As the doctor holding her hand says, "Push, Jashina, push!" Jashina pushes with all her might. Finally, a beautiful blonde and black-haired boy comes out crying, perfectly healthy. As tears fall out of Jashina's eyes, and a tired smile comes over her face. She tirely asks the doctor to hand her baby. As she holds the baby in her arms, Barnato makes sure her seal is perfectly intact. As the nurses then say, "Let us clean him up." They take the baby and bring him to go get cleaned up. And while cleaning the baby, their bodies drop to the floor, dead. Minato realizes that it's taking awfully long for them to come back with the baby. As he then enters the room that they went to, and he sees a strange masked man with pink skin holding his child. As the strange masked man with pink skin was holding his baby. "Hey, Lord Fourth, how about you calm down there?" As Barnato was holding his hand at a three-pronged kunai. "I'm perfectly calm. How about you let go of my child?" "Whatever you say." As he throws up the baby and then vanishes in a swirling vortex. as Bernardo throws the kunai, flashes over to his baby. Jumps over and catches his baby in his arms. As he then sees that his baby's blanket is littered in paper bombs. As he flashes outside, as he throws the blanket off the baby and then flashes outside, as an explosion gets set off, and a a stick gets lodged into his leg. He pulls it out as he winces, and then says, "No," and then says, "Let me get you somewhere safe, okay?" As he flashes over to his house, putting the baby inside of a crib. And he then flashes back, looking for his wife, which he cannot find. As he flashes over to the marker that was on his wife, and sees that she's chained up, as the pink man has his palm on his stomach, and is slowly taking out the chakra. Not really. What should I do? Should I call it chakra key? For now, I'm gonna call it chakra. But tell me in the comments what you want me to call it, chakra or key. Takes out the chakra of the Kurozaru. The nine-tailed ape. That's kind of crazy though. That's kind of fire. But takes out the chakra of Kurozaru. We're just gonna call him Kurozaru because I'm not calling him the nine-tailed ape. The nine-tailed demon ape. I'm not calling him that because that's kind of what Roshi is. I mean not Roshi. Son Goku. You know, the Four Tails. That's kind of what he is. So I'm just gonna call him his fan art name, which is Kurozaru. So yeah, takes out the chakra of the Kurozaru. As the beast starts to form, and then the man's eye glows an ominous red, and so does the Kurozaru. So does Kurozaru's. As the beast starts to bellow, as mountains are leveled, and as his tail destroy trees, uproot the dirt, and cause just mass destruction to that area. He gets absorbed into a vortex as the man vanishes once again, and we next see him appear inside of a village. The village hidden in the leaves. As the man places his hand down, it says summoning jutsu. As the massive beast Kurozaru is just summoned inside of the village with nobody expected it, as he destroys houses, causes fires, as he starts to just destroy everything in his sight, buildings, families, everything just getting demolished. As ninjas start to appear all over, one man who is quite old, shouldn't really be fighting anymore, stands right in front of the beast. The Grand Hokai, otherwise known as, I'm just gonna call him Hiruza Sarutobi too, cause yeah, the Grand Hokai. I may call him Hiruzen every once in a while, but yeah. The Grand Hokai stands in front of him with his adamantine staff and his pipe in his hand. He stares down at the beast and says, "Tonight is not the night where you will attack my village." As the beast just snarls, but in his head he thinks, "Barnato, where are you?" As Barnato is currently fighting the masked man. Barnato fights the masked man, as they seem to be on equal footing, but the masked man just keeps on using some type of technique to make Barnato just fly right through him, as he then does something strange, as the weird antenna on the top of his head starts to glow. He then shoots a weird pink beam at Barnato. Barnato puts his arms up to try and defend, but he gets turned into candy. As Barnato gets turned into candy, and he doesn't know what to do, as the pink monster tries to eat him, but that's when he says, "Enough of this." As the yellow glow starts to envelop the the ball of candy. Barnato shoots. Barnato starts to be formed again as he blows the pink man back. As he asks the man, "Just who the hell are you?" And the man says, "You can call me Madara Uchiha." As Barnato just laughs and says, "You really want me to believe a pink freak like you is Madara? Yeah, try again, buddy. You're nowhere near the power, his legendary power." As he throws a kunai straight to the man, as he turns intangible, but then Naruto teleports with the Rasengan in his hand, slamming it into the back of the pink man, and he says, "How about you tell me who you really are?" As the man's body starts to turn into pink globs, as Naruto says, what the hell is this?" As the man chuckles, reforming and saying, "If only you would know. How about you just call me Tobu?" As the now known Tobu, like, cause you know how Obito calls himself Tobi, and this is Bubito, Boo and Obito, Tobu, Tobu, Tobu. You hear it? As Minato says, "Tobu, why does that sound so? Why does that sound so?" As a large boom is heard, and he turns his head just a second as Tobu disappears, and Minato says, "Damn it!" as he flashes away, getting to the village. As he sees the third Grand Hokage slammed into a house, bleeding badly. He then looks at the beast and sees it charging up a big purple ball in its mouth, with its arms charging a yellow ball. As the balls start to mix, creating just a mass ball of pure destruction. Barnato says, "Damn," as he teleports over to where the blast is heading, and he goes through a sequence of hand signs, holding his hands out with his kunai in between both his hands, as a massive seal spreads out the whole Hokage mountain, and the blast goes straight through it, teleporting to a random village. Well, as we know in the show, it's not so random, but we don't care about no damn fucking knockoff Jinchuriki, whatever the hell he was. He died in that blast, nigga. Yeah, so he just got that whole village that he was in just got obliterated. You don't want him around. You don't want him in this shit, right? But let's get back to it. As the village that was sent to God, as the little village, country, town thingy got obliterated. As Naruto looks back with a saddened expression as he says, "Sorry, it had to happen." As he then looks towards the beast and throws his kunai straight to it. The beast tries to deflect the kunai, but Minato already teleports there. As he already has a Rasengan in his hand, a giant Rasengan, as he slams it into the beast's face, pushing him out the village. As he then goes through another sequence of hand signs, it summons Gamabunta, the toad. As Gamabunta appears, He really don't really have. I don't think there's a I don't think there's a Gamabuta shit. Cause I went on. I don't think there's a Gamabuta art. I don't think there's a Gamabuta art. So yeah, I can't really show y'all a picture, but yeah, just yeah. He summoned. He summons Gamabuta, and he summons Gamabunta, and he says, "Hey, so, hey Gamabunta, would you mind holding him down for me?" As Gamabunta says, no, "What? Are you oh my god. Where was I, bro? Where was the picture at? Oh. He says, "What? Are you crazy, kid? You want me to hold down the Nine Tails?" And he says, "Hey." And he says, I got a perfect idea. I just need a couple seconds." As Gamabuta with Minato on his back jumps over and slams right on top of the QB. As the QB starts to struggle, and Gamabuta says, "Hurry up, kid! Hurry up, kid! I don't know how much longer I can hold it." As the beast slashes up, and Minato says, "Done! I'm done." It slashes up as the beast slashes up at Gambuta's eye, and he screams, and not screams, but he says, "I'm sorry, kid, I gotta go." As he pulls it and says, "Don't worry, it was, don't worry, it's just on time." As as the big poof goes off, it's just a yellow flash. It's just a yellow flash. Is the only thing seen in the cloud of smoke. As after that, nothing is there. In a secluded area with a bunch of trees, Minato summons the beast. Summons, trying to push the beast there. As the beast roars. As his wife is already there, with as he tells her, asks her to hold the beast down for just a little bit. As he gets his son with a special cradle, and places it as he teleports back and places it down. And Jishina says, "No, Minato, we can't." He says, "Jishina, no, Barnato, we can't." As Barnato says, "Jishina, it's the only way. We have to do this to protect everybody." But he's our son, Barnato. Exactly, he's our son. And do you not believe our son could do this? Do you not believe our son could protect the whole village? As Jashina looks guilty at the fact at the selfish desire that she had to choose her son's life over everybody, even though it's not really selfish, but yeah. As Barnato convinces her, to to seal the beast inside a Garuto. As Jashina's chains hold the beast down, Barnato goes through hand signs as the Reaper of Death, Yagami, also the ruler of the other world, appeared behind Barnato. "What do you want me to do for you, mortal?" As he licks his blade, Barnato says, "I want you to seal this beast, half inside of me, half inside of my son." As the Yagami licks his blade again and says, "It shall be done. Do you know the price of this, though?" As Barnato says, "Yes, my soul." As the Yagami just chuckles as he slams his hand through Barnato's body, stretching it straight to the stretching straight to Kurosawa. Kurozaru. As the Kurozaru shrieks, it thrashes around as he does not want to be sealed again. He just got out. As he uses his giant fist. Nah. Fist is OD. If he uses his fist, they get obliterated. Nah, he picks up his hand, and again, and what jabs? Jabs his claw down towards the baby because he knows that's the only place they'd seal it. But Jashina jumps in front of it. But she also sent a chain towards Barnato, keeping him in place, so he couldn't move. As Jashina, with all her might, held the claw down. Held the claw down. It said, "Do it, Barnato." As Barnato just looked at her with a tear in his eye. And he said, "Thank you." As he finished the sealing, as half the beast was sealed inside of him, and the other half was sealed inside of his son. As the Yagami granted him 5 more minutes until he would take his soul for the valiant effort he just committed. For the valiant deed he just committed. Barnato, out of energy and tired, goes towards his wife Jashina, who has a gaping hole through her body. As he holds her, it says, "You didn't have to do that. We could have both jumped in front of it. We could have both taken the claw." But she says, "No. You had to finish the sealing. And hey, he even granted you a couple more minutes. Who's to say he would have done that if you jumped in front of the claw?" As she coughs up blood, as Barnato grabs baby Garuto in his arms and holds him with his slowly dying wife. As Jashina holds Garuto in her arms, and she says, "Grow up to be a strong boy. Don't drink. Don't drink. Follow the three ninja rules. Don't spend your money recklessly. Just cause you're old enough to kill doesn't mean you're old enough to drink. And make some good allies, make some good comrades on the way, and find a girl that's just like your mother. I'm not really the type to tell you about girls. I'm not really the type to tell you how to pick your girls, but just pick one that feels right to you." As Bernardo chuckles and says, "Is that all?" As Jashina just looks at him with a painful, pouty expression. As Bernardo sadly laughs, as he says, "Well, like your blubbering mother was saying, just like what your blubbering mother said." As Jashina gave him a weak tap on the shoulder, he grabbed her arm and held it. As he looked back at his baby and said, like your mother was saying, get good comrades, find a nice girl, don't spend your money recklessly. As he whispered in the baby's ear, hey, you can drink whenever you want. You hear me, kid? But just don't do it too much. As just hey, what'd you tell him? Renato just says, so nothing. Don't worry about it. As he then says, and son, just be the best shinobi you could ever be. As he says, you hold a power deep within you that is gonna bring you some hardships in life, but you can go through it, and you will always come out on top, cause you're my son, and you're your mother's son, and you're now the pride of the village hidden in the leaves. I leave everything to you. I leave all my jutsus, all my knowledge, all your mother's knowledge, all your mother's jutsus, all my seals, my house, my money, everything to you. As him and Yoshida place their hands on Naruto's head as they pour in their last bits of chakra into Naruto. As the baby starts to cry due to the fact that it's just flooding in more chakra into his body, which he's not used to. As their chakra therefore mixes with the beast's chakra, which kind of sets out an even amount of untapped power, untapped raw power that is all to the use of Naruto. As both the bodies drop, as the Yagami seized both their souls, and he takes them, but instead of eating them, he says, "You two don't know what you just did, but now I'll make you watch and see the power that you've just created, the power that will reshape the world, and all of it is because of what you two just created." Time skip, 12 years. A boy is running through the village laughing as he has a paint can in his hand and a paintbrush. As behind him you can see many ninjas chasing him, but he jumps up onto a building and he jumps up onto a building, losing them. As he then jumps into an alleyway, turns the corner, and as he is about to run out, as he is caught off guard by Iruhan, who's standing right in front of him, as he bonks him on the head and uses his big head jutsu and shouts at Naruto and says, "What the hell are you doing out here, Naruto? Why are you skipping class? And why are you painting on the Hokage monument?" As the camera angle zooms out, showing a funny sight with swirly marks all over the Hokage's cheeks, and a dick drawn on the third Hokage's head, on the fourth Hokage's head. As Naruto just laughs, as Naruto just chuckles sheepishly, scratching the back of his head, as Naruto laughs sheepishly and scratches the back of his head and says, "Oh, I guess you caught me, Sensei." As he then As he then throws down the smoke bomb and tries to run, but Ruhan already saw this coming and grabs the back of his shirt and pulls it and drags him towards the top of the and drags him into the Hokage's office. As they get towards the office, they see the Grand Hokage. The Grand Hokage, aka Hiroshi Sarutobi, blah blah blah, smoking his pipe inside of the room as he laughs, as he giggles pervertedly, reading an orange book. As Ruhan then clears his throat and says, Hokage-sama. As Hiruzen then looks up and says, oh, as he throws his book. And Naruto just laughs and says, we caught you. As Naruto just laughs and says, well, we caught you reading that book again, huh? Huh, GG? As Iruka bonks him on the head again and says, hey, show some respect to Hokage-sama. As Hiruzen just laughs and says, it's alright, Uruhan. It says, it's alright, Uruhan. He's been like this for as long as I've known. As Naruto just says, yeah. As Naruto just says, yeah. And hit me again and see what happens. As Ruhan says, oh really, huh? As he pulls up his sleeve and slams his fist on Naruto's head. As Naruto just whines as a cartoonish bump grows on his head. As he starts rubbing his head and says, oh, why'd you have to go hit me so hard? As Ruhan just says, well, you told me to. As he throws the bird. If y'all know what that means, then yeah. As he throws the bird to Ruhan, as Ruhan says, oh really, huh, bruh? Oh really, bruh? As before he can slam his fist back into Naruto's head, the Hiruzen is now the one to clear his throat. He says, well, what did you bring him to my office for, Ruhan? As he says, Hokage-sama, have you not seen what he's done to the faces? As Hiruzen just says, what do you mean what he's done to the faces? As Naruto chuckles, as Iruka looks at him and says, as Ruhan looks at him and says, what did you do, brat? As when Iruka looks outside to the Hokage's faces, they're perfectly clean. As Naruto just chuckles his head, as Naruto just laughs and says, you really should start looking into Funinjutsu, Ruhan Sensei. As Ruhan just says, you cheeky little. As Hiruzen says, oh, so Naruto, you just admitted to doing something to the Hokage's faces, huh? As a glint is seen in his eyes. As Naruto just says, oh, well, no, not really. As Hiruzen then says, well, as a punishment, how about no ramen for a month? And if you go past that punishment, you will be banned from ever eating ramen in this village again. As Naruto says, no! As he says, okay. As Hiruzen says, bring him back to school, Ruhan. Oh, I've been saying Naruto for a while, haven't I? It's Naruto. But I gotta get used to it, bro. I haven't made a video in a while. I gotta get back into the swing of things. Just trust. Alright. As as Haruzen says, bring him back to the village, bring him back to the academy of Ruhan. As Ruhan just says, yes, hi Hokage-sama. As he leaves the Grand Hokai's office, yeah, Hokage-sama, yeah, and brings Naruto back to the academy. As Naruto enters back to the classroom, all the kids laugh at him, such as Ignite laughs at him, Bokura laughs at him, Shikohan says, "Ah, what a drag! Oh, these troublesome blondes." Chinata blushes, but also has an angry look on her face for Naruto getting himself in trouble again. Kiyamacha is howling like a dog as his little cat dog thing just licks his face. Yeah, whatever. Chobu, Choji has like the good boo. Yeah, so like all the Akamichis are basically just the good boo and shit, and like Obito's just bad boo. So yeah, Obito's like the only evil boo to exist, and you'll see why later down the line. And lastly, Sajida just says, Dobby. As hearing that, all the girls just fawn over him except for Chinata. But other than that, all the girls look at him with hearts in their eyes. As Garuto says, "What was that?" As Garuto says, "What?" Oh my god! Okay. As Garuto says, "What was that? What was that, duck butt?" As Sajida gets up and says, "You better watch who you're talking to, Dobby." As he grabs the dull tonto on his waist. As Garuto says, "Look at you, always running for your little weapons, huh? How about you fight me hand to hand, you little bit?" As Uruhan says, "That's enough." As Garuto just turns his head and says, As he's getting down from the table that he was standing on, glaring down at Sasuke, at Sajida, some kid bumps into him as he's slowly falling down towards Sajida. But in the nick of time, he switches out with Ino. Nah, kidding. Why the fuck would I make him switch out with Ino? Hell no. He switches out with Sakura. No, not Sakura. Bulkura. Bulkura drops down on Sasuke, her lips smashing, drops against Sajida, her lips smashing against his. As Sajida pushes her off in disgust, as he says, "What the hell are you doing to me?" As Bulkura can't say anything, her face just beat red as she says, "I'll never wash my face again." As she was getting a little heated with her hand as she started to touch. Never mind. Okay, but like I was saying, yeah. So as Haruka uses his big eye jutsu again, it says, "I said that's enough." as all the kids rush towards their desk, completely silent, as he says, "Today is the day that we will test you for. Today is the day we will test you for, for your ninja headband." As the kids cheer, first we will start off with the kunai, the weapons portion. No, the test portion. As the kids then groan, as time as the papers were handed out. Mizuki doesn't really have one. I don't think Mizuki has one. So yeah, as the papers were handed out, Mizuki gives Naruto his paper with a snarl. As Naruto then realizes, "Hey, Ruhan Sensei, this paper Mizuki Sensei gave me is way hard. Is way hard, harder than all the other papers." As Ruhan says, "What do you mean, Naruto?" As Naruto says, "This paper is asking me about. This paper is asking me about what what day did what day did the first Hokage meet Madara Uchiha?" And it's also saying, "What was the first jutsu Madara Uchiha learned?" As Aruhan says, "Well, as Aruhan looks at Mizuki and says, Mizuki, what that? Why would you give Naruto the paper of the upper of the stuff that we graded of way bigger kids who have no chance at becoming a ninja at all because they are just fucking terrible? Because yeah, and and Mizuki says, "Oh, sorry, I must have got a mix-up in the files." As he looks at Naruto with a glare, as looks at Naruto with a glare, as Naruto just smiles at him and says, wags his finger, says, as Mizuki hands him the right paper, and 2 hour, let's say 2 hour time skip. As they finally get outside, all the kids cheering. As Ruhan says, "This is the taijutsu portion. No. This is the weapons portion of the test." As first he calls up, well, horror, I think, like alphabetical shit. Okay, so first he calls up, well, well, hold up. Eugeno. Yeah, that's his name, Eugeno. Well, did I get a Eugeno? Did I get Eugeno? I should have, right? Guys, I swear I got him. I swear I have him. I swear. I swear. I swear. No. No. Don't tell me I did. Okay, hold up, guys. As Ruhan calls Eugeno Aburame to the stand. As Eugeno grabs like what was it, three kunais. As he throws them, he gets a total score of 8 on the kunais. As he then grabs 3 shuriken, he throws them and he gets a total score of 7 on the shuriken, giving him a total score of 15. Next he calls up, will Chobu Akamichi come up? As Chobu comes up and he gets a 6 on the kunai. As he grabs 3 kunai, he gets a 6 on the kunai and an 8 on the shuriken, giving him a total score of 14. Well, yeah, I don't really know how to fucking. I'm just gonna, bro, cause I know, so like that I know, so yeah. Enites come up, as Enites came up, and she grabbed 3 kunai and 3 shuriken, as she got a 5 on the kunai and a 5 on the shuriken, giving her a total score of 10. As next he calls up Will. Where's Bokara? Will Bokara come to the stand? As Bokara comes to the stand, as she gets a 4 on the kunai, and a 5 on the shuriken. As as Enites laughs and says, "Huh, for it, Billboard Brow. Looks like I got a better score than you." She says, as Bokara says, "Huh, Ignite's pig. You only won by 1. Next time you won't win by so much." As next he calls up, well, Buchinada. Well, Chinada comes to the stand, as Chinada comes up, as she gets a 9 on the kunai, and a 10 on the shuriken, giving her a total score of 19, the highest score so far. Actually no, 18. She gets an 8 on the kunai, and a 10 on the shuriken, as in a 9 on the shuriken, giving her a total score of 17, the highest score so far. As next Aruka calls up, will Sajida come up? Oh, no, not Sajida. Will Kiyamacha come up? As Kiyamacha throws the kunai and the shuriken. As it throws the kunai, getting an 8. Getting an 8. And he throws the shuriken, getting a 6. Giving him a score 14, tied up with Chobu. As next he calls up Bull Shajida comes to the stand. As Shajida throws the kunai, getting a score of 9. And Shajida throws the shuriken, getting a score of 10. As he looks at Garuto and says, "Beat that, dope." As Garuto just chuckles and says, "Gladly." As Garuto comes to the stand. As when Garuto comes up, he throws the kunai and shuriken all at once, getting a perfect 10 out of 10 on both. As he says, "Oh, man, I threw those slower than normal. I guess I gotta work on my speed again, my throwing speed again." As he just chuckles and looks at Shijida and says, "Beat that." And he says, "Oh wait, you can't." As Shijida just glares and broods off somewhere else. As Ruhan says, "Well, that concludes the weapons portion, the weapons accuracy portion. Now let's go to taijutsu." As Garuto says, "Hell yeah!" As let's just skip over the little what is it called? What's it called? It's not filler. It's like useless fights. Let's skip over the useless fights. So we just state some winners. Unites, Bokura, Tai, Hinata. Let's say she fights Kiba. Kiyamacha. Chinata wins. Shikohan, and Chobu, Tai, they both forfeit. And now it's Naruto versus Vegeta. And Naruto says, "Hell yeah!" And hey, put down that weapon and fight me hand to hand. As Vegeta says, "Oh, I know, but are you scared of getting stabbed?" As Naruto then says, "You know what? Fight with the weapon. You're still gonna lose." As Vegeta says, uh, whatever you say. Oh, sure, no. Whatever you say. As they, as they, as they rushed, as Aruka says, Hajime, as they rush towards each other, they clashing in the middle, with Naruto pulling out a kunai to clash with with Naruto pulling out a kunai to clash with Sajiya's sword. As Vegeta hits him with slashes at Naruto with a flurry of attacks, but Naruto parries all of them with the kunai, breaking into Sajida's guard, hitting him with a clean haymaker right in the face, sending him backwards. As Shijida regains his balance, rushing towards Naruto, as he swings his um Tonto, as Naruto leaps back, but then Shijida appears beside him, slashing at his arm, slashing at his leg. I'll say that. Slashing at his arm, creating a slash mark across his arm. As Naruto jumps back with the winds. As his mark starts as he rushes in, as he rushes right back in with his kunai, throwing it towards Vegeta's face. As Vegeta uses his Tonto to block to block with the kunai. As while Shiji is blocking the kunai, Naruto's fist is right behind it. As he moves the Tonto, his fist slams right into Shiji's face again, knocking the lights out of him as he falls down as he gets blown back out of the arena. As Grusa says, huh, I guess that was all you could do, huh? As his wound starts to sizzle before completely healing. How long has it been? 50. Okay. As everyone says, well, that's it. Naruto wins. As the people are just stunned and they say, how was he the dead last? I'm not gonna hold you. This would probably be like a little one shot. Like, I really like this. But right now I don't feel like I could completely invest myself on this story. I'm mostly just like a fanfic guy. I'm not gonna hold you. But hey, if y'all like it, I'll do it every once in a while. Probably like a weekend drop type thing with this video. Like these videos would probably be like something I'd post on the weekends, like a weekend special. But yeah, so we then get to the jutsu portion as they start calling people into the room, blah blah blah. Everybody else gets their headband, right? They call Naruto into the room. As they say, Naruto, would you perform the transformation jutsu? As Naruto transforms into a hot, naked lady. Yeah. Okay, as Aruhan and Mizuki shoot back with nosebleeds, but they recover with tissues in their nose. As they then, as Ruhan then says, um, okay, as he gives him a check. Now, will you show me the the car, the what's it called? The replacement? Kawarimi. I was called Kawarimi. Would you show me the Kawarimi? As Naruto switches places with Mizuki. Mizuki, as you can see, Mizuki was in a sitting position, so Mizuki drops on his butt as Ruhan gives him a check mark. Now, can you show us the, the clone jutsu? As Naruto says, uh, uh, Garuto says, uh, okay. As he puts his fingers together, as he pushes his chakra out, but all he can get out is one dead-looking clone on the floor. As Garuto looks down with sadness in his eyes, as Mizuki then turns to Ruhan as Ruhan says, "Sorry, Naruto, but you fail." As I'm sorry, Garuto, but you fail. As Mizuki looks towards Ruhan and says, "Whoa, come on, Ruhan. He passed everything else with flying colors. I mean, come on, you can't fail him off of one thing." As Ruhan says, "Mizuki, you know the rules. I mean, if he can't even do the clone jutsu, how do we expect him to act on the field?" As Mizuki says, "You've seen him in the arena. He's strong." As Ruhan says, just because you're strong doesn't mean just because he's strong doesn't mean he's some type of taijutsu prodigy. He needs to be able. If you can't even do the clone jutsu, how could you trust him to do any other jutsu? Mizuki, this conversation is done. He has failed the test. I'm sorry, Naruto, but you can try again next year. And Naruto, but you can try again next year. As Naruto leaves the room without a headband, as all the people look at him, and some of them start to chuckle. As Sajida then looks at him and says, "What happened to all that big talk now, Dobie?" As Naruto says, "Ninja or not, I can still wipe the floor with your ass." As Sajida says, "Oh, really?" As he pulls out his katana, it lunges towards Garuto. As Garuto just grabs his blade and says, "How about you get something that's actually sharp, duck ass?" As he punches Sajida straight back into his seat, and he grabs his kunai. He grabs his katana, completely shattering it. And then Garuto drops a fucking massive, crazy bomb. And he says, "I can't believe me and you both share sand blood." As Sajida just says, as Sajida just curses at Garuto as Garuto leaves. But while he's leaving, he hears someone shouting his name as Mizuki catches up with him and he's panting a little bit and he says, "Garuto, just wait a sec. You know, I have another way you can pass." As Garuto looks at him suspiciously and he says, "Really? In what way is that?" As Mizuki says, "All you have to do is go to the Hokage's office, the Hokage's office, and steal the secret skull of ceiling." As Garuto says, "Really? Ah, but what about the Hokage? The Hokage, the Grand Hokage?" And Mizuki says, "Don't worry, he knows, Naruto. Don't worry, Naruto. Naruto. He knows all about this. All you have to do is, just take the scroll without being seen. Because if you get caught, then yeah, you can never become a shinobi after that. As Garuto says, okay, okay, thanks, Mizuki-sensei. As Garuto just runs in the direction of the Grand Hokai's office. As Mizuki then chuckles to himself and says, like stealing candy from a baby. As a baby is then seen walking with a lollipop. As Mizuki says, uh, I didn't literally mean. Okay, whatever. As he takes the lollipop from the kid and then runs away, as the kid starts to cry. As Mizuki just throws the lollipop on the ground and says, I didn't even want it anyway. As Naruto steals the scroll and knocks out the Grand Hokai with his sexy jutsu. As he goes towards the forest that Mizuki told me and Matt. As he then starts looking throughout the scroll, he knew this is a test, but he knew this wasn't a test, but it wouldn't have hurt for him to take a sneak peek. As Naruto then opens up the entire scroll and starts pulling out a bunch of scrolls and writing down everything and writing down every single jutsu that's there. And then after writing down everything, he decides to practice one, the Shadow Clone Jutsu, as he rolls the scroll back up. And then after 5 tries, he gets the clone jutsu. As he just starts, he says, "Hell yeah!" As he created a lot of clones, as he just basically starts to fight his clones to make it look like he's been training for a while, and stuff, and that he's like roughed up and stuff. As after an hour or so, Aruka comes to the field, seeing a tired, panting Naruto with scuff marks all over him. And he says, it looks like he's been training. As Ruhan walks up to Garuto and says, Garuto, what the hell were you thinking, stealing the secret scroll stealing from the Grand Hokai's office? As Garuto says, what? But Mizuki-sensei told me to meet him here with this. As Ruhan says, what? As Ruhan turns his head, as he sees a gigantic Fuma shuriken heading towards him, thrown by Mizuki himself. As the shuriken slices right through him. As Garuto says, Ruhan Sensei? As he couldn't believe it. All because he played around. He knew it wasn't a test. He could have just told the Hokage, but no. He decided to make it look like he really thought it was a test. And now Sensei is dead because of him. As rage starts to envelop Garuto, as he starts to feel an anger that he's never felt before. As reddish yellowish chakra starts to bubble around him, forming a golden aura. As his hair starts to stand up, turning red, as his eyes lose all color, as his eyebrows turn red, he gets surrounded in a yellow-reddish aura. As Naruto says, how dare you touch my sensei? For that sin, I'll kill you! And that's it, guys. That's where I will be ending the video for today. Mostly now, I'll probably start getting back into the swing of things. I'll be dropping some, probably be dropping some fanfics and stuff, going between like stuff like Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Bleach. Like I'll be here and there with the videos. But comment on this video and tell me if you ever want to see it again. And with that, I'm out. Anime Sage. Peace.